Alright, so what'll be up next is going through my Jaguar games. And I'm just going to go through how this stack ends up looking. So I don't know which of these are actually going to be in the system, but I've got them. So we will see. And I'd assume Jaguar, yeah, they got the CD games in here just the same. Ah. Alright, so first up is just a demo disc of Myst on Jaguar CD. In case you want to play the beginning of Myst on a Jaguar CD, you can. Yeah, I've got it right up here. Cataloging. Now I'm assuming that's like the complete version of Myst, not the demo. So we will not catalog this particular one. So we'll pass on the Myst demo. Here we go, everybody's favorite. I don't even know what this is. This doesn't seem like a good idea at all. But it is, it's got some good songs on it, I guess. VidGrid, Jaguar CD. It's got Metallica, Soundgarden, Aerosmith, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, Ozzy Osbourne, Jimi Hendrix, Peter Gabriel. Myst. I completed Myst 2 back when it came out. It was fun. There it is, VidGrid. I don't know if this is considered complete or not, to be perfectly honest, but there's a disc and a manual in a case, so I don't know if it came in a bigger box than this. It might have, it might not have. They don't have any image available. I'm going to say I've got it all because I have no idea. I'm just going to put normal wear. So there we go, VidGrid. Here we go, another fantastic title. Blue Lightning, Jaguar CD. I have not played this. But a manual, a CD. This one even comes with the little overlay to put on your controller. Alright, let's see here. Blue Lightning. Put normal wear. I have not used that comment at all, CNK. But I don't know if that's the type of verbiage I would probably use personally. What the? Alright, so this is probably not the official real case, and I doubt this is in there since this is not technically a game. But I have the Tempest 2000 soundtrack here, and it's in a 2 CD case, jewel case, and for whatever reason I appear to have a Michael Jackson CD, a disc 2, on the other side. So yeah, I've got that going on. But that's not something to enter in here. And I guess I'll enter this in now since I have it in front of me. This is not a Jaguar game, but so we'll go back up to the top. TurboGrafx 16. I've got a boxed copy of Alien Crush, which, if you aren't aware, Alien Crush is a pinball game on the TurboGrafx 16. There's the box, there's the game in there, the manual. So this one I do have complete. It's actually supposed to be a pretty decent game as well. There we go, Alien Crush. Game box manual. Normal wear. Alright. Now we've actually got some real games here, not just random stuff. Set this over here for now. So, this probably needs to go into the box, but the manual for the Jaguar CD, just in case. Alright, so first one up here is Baldi's for Jaguar CD. This is what the original box looks like. I don't know if they all came in a box like this or not. If Kevin were here, he could probably answer that. Maybe not all of them did, maybe some did. Because if I had to guess, probably something like VidGrid might not have gotten the full box treatment, but there you go, there's the case. The game, the manual, and you gotta have yourself one of these if you want to know how to play it. Or you can try to memorize all the how to dial the game in correctly. Hey Zerto, how's it going? So there's Baldi's. Let's get him entered in. That was Alien Crush I did for TurboGrafx 16. Let's go back to the Jaguar. So there we go, Baldi's. Game box manual. I'll put normal wear. Alright. Next up is fairly stock game, Battle Morph for Jaguar CD. In box. Case, manual, game, overlay. Nope, also got the free game cartridges and special prizes if I mail it in. Alright, Battle Morph. Let's do this. Right there. There isn't even any information on it. That's wonderful. Well, I got it. And then my last boxed Jaguar CD game is Primal Rage. I love how the insides of these boxes are all different. Couldn't get anything to match the same. Here's the case. Manuals in here, games here. There's no overlay for this particular game. But it's all there. So this has gone significantly down in price. Used to actually command a much higher value. $30 to ship a playfield? That actually doesn't sound too bad. Rise and robots are nightmare fuel. So this has gone down significantly in price, with apparently a bunch of copies loose selling for $40. Apparently somebody sold some copies recently for like $250 complete. I wonder if this low price one was a loose one that caught it off guard. Primal Rage Jaguar CD. So I don't know if they figured out how to price this game. Here's a new listing for $500. Like, really? There's no way that's selling. Atari 800 with cassette and disk drive as first computer. So, yeah, this might not be the most accurate one here. Who knows? Anyway, it is what it is. Because I remember this being worth it quite a bit. But we've got it in there. Let's add it in. Game box manual. Normal wear, although it's in actually pretty good shape. Alright. Put those back on the shelf over here. Ugh. Tight fit on that shelf. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we've got some loose Jaguar games to go through. So first one up is Breakout 2000. I don't really have much to say about this particular one. I don't even know if I've actually technically tried playing it yet. I've tried most of my Jaguar games, but I have not tried this one. Alright, next one up is a probably one of the more common ones. Cybermorph. Alright, here's one of a game that I actually like. I picked it up just because it was for the Jaguar and it was out in the wild, and I thought it would be cool to have. Flashback. Which I technically don't think I have it on Super Nintendo, which is where I'm familiar with the game at. Some stickers on it. Dedicated Atari Breakout with video pinball. with the video game pinball in it. Is it the one that I'm thinking of, or? Next up is one I don't really know if I like, or if it's really all that good, but iWar. Your guess is as good as mine. Apparently it's got some value to it, so it can't be that bad. I don't know if that's really worth saying.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Channel 23 KSEC News. I'm Skip Turner.
Alright.
The CEO
Next
of
is
the
Zool 2.
decided to abdicate his freshly
In case
acquired
Zool 1 wasn't enough,
in Capital City.
now you can play the second one.
Announced her intentions earlier
This
today
game's
to
got
appoint
some
Nice Guyman as head of the Federal Bureau of
damage on it.
Telecommunications.
Little sharp edges on the sides here. Jeez. It's dangerous to hold. It's got weird little damage on the sides there. Jeez, I can't hold this thing appropriately. There we go. Pretty sharp when I'm holding it here. Alright, let's get down to the bottom of this. Zool 2. No pictures of any of these games. Normal wear. None of these say damage. Well, just that's fine. Alright, last but not least, a puzzle game on pretty much every system once this game came out. Zoop. Kind of wanted to be more puzzle game than it was. And for some reason, it's got some value on this system. There you go, Zoop. Alright. Next up, we've got some boxed Jaguar games. Yeah, it is a rich kid system. That's why I didn't have it anywhere near the time it came out, and I bought it well after. Alright, so we got a boxed copy of Alien vs. Predator, which is probably one of the most well-known titles on the Jaguar. With basically being a first-person shooter style game there. Where you can play as Xenomorph, or you can play as the soldier, or even as the Predator. I'm pretty certain. I've got everything here, and the box is actually in pretty good shape, I must say. So manual, which is pretty hefty. There's different little ones of these guys. If you're the Predator, the Alien, or the Marine, that's pretty cool. A bit ridiculous. And then the game, which is in great shape. So everybody's there. Just like you know, just what you want. More stuff that you have to worry about collecting if you're collecting the Jaguar. You got to make sure you get all them overlays. It's actually in really good shape. Alien versus overly priced and it's pretty true. So we got this one complete, game box manual, and I'm going to put no blemishes because this is really sharp. There we go, Alien vs. Predator. Up next, a classic Doom on Jaguar. I want to say this is supposed to be a pretty decent port of it, but it's either it is a decent port of it or it's not. There you go, Doom Jaguar. Manual. It doesn't have an overlay. I don't know if every game came with an overlay or just some of them did or what the deal is, so. But I do have the game box and manual. So game box manual. And I'm going to put normal wear even though this thing's pretty good, pretty good. Alright. Next one is a platformer that's pretty good. Rayman. The 32X with Doom. I think I remember hearing that one's pretty decent, but maybe it was the CD or the 32X didn't have like music or something. I could be wrong on that. Games there. No overlay, but there's a game manual box. Alright. So Rayman. Game box manual. I'll put normal wear. You know, this box is pretty crisp. Screenshots make this game look really good on the back, I will say. Doesn't show up on the camera all that well, but it does look pretty sharp on the back pictures, I will say that. And last but certainly not least, the most important game to have for a Jaguar, Tempest 2000, commonly known as the best game on the system, being a updated version of Tempest with great music, hence the separately released soundtrack. No overlay, but game box manual. I wonder if Tempest has got a picture. Nope, no picture. Game box manual, normal wear. Alright, so not a ton in the way of Jaguar collecting, but there's definitely something there. Let me back this up a little bit more, give myself some room to reach. Okay, so next are going to be my 3DO games. Not that I've got many of these, but we got some. Okay, so no particular order, and not necessarily games that I really know all that well or played, but some of them came with the system when I got it. So here's Total Eclipse. Once again, Total Eclipse. So let's see here. There it is, it exists. So I don't know if all these games came in a full big box or if they just came in a case or what the deal is, but if I've got the case, the that and that, I'm gonna say it's complete for the most part. Waterworld's got some value to it, CNK. Not in the fact that it's a good game. The game's terrible. So I guess game box manual, normal wear. I'm not really exactly sure the best way to do these. So for instance, I mean this one is the game complete. So here's a situation where I'd call this loose. So we got Panzer General. Just the disc there. This is just a generic jewel case, no manual to go with it. So Panzer General. I'm sure this is terrible. A generous $4.99. Normal wear. Alright, next up, FIFA International Soccer. Another one that's just a loose game in a loose case. What is Johnny Bazooka Tone? No idea. Alright, anyway, sorry. FIFA International Soccer, there it is. Whoa, $9.95. People love them their soccers. Boom. Alright, so here's a game that I've actually got a appropriate case for. Killing Time. First person shooter. I don't necessarily know how good it is. It must not have been like the worst thing ever. Because generally if I don't know, I'll look it up before I buy it if I see it. So I can at least not buy something that's complete trash. Whoop, missed it. Come on. There we go. I'm going to call it Game Box Manual just because I don't know any better. Alright, and the last loose one I've got here, loose-ish one I should say, Crash and Burn. Some kind of drive racing game. By Crystal Dynamics though. For,
Please flip the cassette over to side B to continue the adventure. Niels has nefarious past now over a year.
what do we got? So that cart with batteries, how many you think have them? Which cart with batteries are you talking about, CNK? These are all CDs. So none of these obviously have any batteries. Crash and Burn. So yeah, that's the appropriate case. Game Box Manual, normal wear. Alright. So there's some loose-ish jewel case games. We've got a few more here. Oh, I've got the manual for Panzer General and FIFA Soccer. Oh. Whoa. That's a game changer. Manual. Panzer. Panzer. Manual. The one I opened the other day, wrestling. Oh. There's quite a few carts that have batteries, CNK. Even the NES original carts had batteries. Game Boy carts have batteries, Pokemon, anything that has a save. Alright. So, first one here. Now, here's what a full box looks like. And I guess I don't really know if they all come like this or not. So here's one. Supreme Warrior. It's a tall box, which is fantastically awkward in putting it on a shelf. Comes with 2 discs in kind of just sleeves. A giant freaking manual. And there you go. Let's see if this is any good. I bought this apparently for $8.99 complete. Let's see if it's still worth anything. And apparently it's gone up in price. $36. Game Box Manual, I'll put normal wear. Alright, up next is another one, which I was actually happy to buy for this particular system. Dragon's Lair. This one's got a completely different style case with like the clip open here. folds open, tiny manual, and then disc. So it's pretty much a free-for-all as far as how these things are set up. Like whatever they want. Anyway, this one says that I got it for $6.99. And 21. That's why I like leaving the price tags on some of these. Because there's no way I would remember what I paid for them. Game box manual, I'll put normalware. Alright, last but not least, again, is one that actually is a pretty good game. So I saved some decent games on here at least. Road Rash. And being as this has got key features are highly realistic texture map game environment, 600 photorealistic course objects, 14 songs from 6 A&M bands, Dolby surround sound, 25 minutes of live action music video. So, utilizing the CD portion. So this one's got a slightly smaller but still large manual. And the game's not in here right now, but that's probably because it's actually in my 3DO, because I remember playing this not that long ago. So this is complete, and it says $14.99 on here, so this one I paid the big dollars for. And it's gone up a bit. Oh, come on, click it, man. So I haven't really lost money on these, which is good. Normalware. But they're awkward in size because it's kind of, I mean, if I were selling CNK, sure. But I don't really sell all that much. Okay, so Wave Blaster, $300 add-on Sound Blaster just to play the TIE Fighter Star Wars with awesome sound. I remember Wave Blaster and Sound Blaster. They were kings of the day. Alright, so next up is... Oh, actually, you know what? Let me put the... I'm forgetting to do some of these. Systems... 3DO console. I do have one. Added to collection. Console. I'm just going to put normalware. Okay, that's in there. And then Atari Jaguar. Systems. Atari Jaguar system. I've got that. And I actually have the console box and manual. I have the full kit. And also, I have the CD system, console and box. I actually have the manual too. I was going to say also has manuals, because if I put it as complete, it won't show any value whatsoever. So I'm just going to leave it that way. So I've got those, and I forgot to put in the... We got the 3DO added, TurboGrafx 16, system. See, I don't have a Turbo Duo, which is expensive. I don't have a CD system add-on. I just have a regular TurboGrafx. Console, normalware. 3DO is made by who? Panasonic, I believe. Panasonic. You can see it, none of that down there, but it's right on the top, Panasonic. Alright, next one up is a Vectrix. And I'll throw the system in now before I forget. And there is no system in there, so that's good. Vectrix system, okay, it's not under system. It's already in the collection, okay. We only have one. Alright. I'm going to start with two loose games I've got here, which I've got multiple copies of. I think I've got doubles of both of these. First one up is Blitz, which is a football game. Game, normal wear. And then next one is Spike, and in all honesty, I have no idea what that one is like. Alright, so those are my two little loose guys. I do have more doubles to be had, actually. I lost my mic. You can't hear me? It shows that it's coming up. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm showing mic feedback there. Can you not hear me? Zerto can hear me. Okay. Thanks, Zerto. Not sure what's happening with you, Namus. Ah, leave it to the cats. Okay. Okay, first one I've got here is Berserk, which the classic arcade game. Got the box here. There's a few things you need to know about. You hear me now? Fine, excellent. A few things you need to know about Vectrix games. There's a little cart there. Berserk. Is they all are supposed to come with an overlay like this, which you lay on top of the face of the system to give color to the game. So they all have their own little overlay, and not only do they sometimes just tell you color, but actually if you look here at the bottom, it actually tells you the controls. So it's a 4-button controller, and it'll tell you the buttons and what they do. All buttons fire is what it's saying. So the stick moves, and then all the buttons just fire. So they all do the same thing. And then a little manual. Simple enough. So it's not just enough to have the game and the manual, but you need to have the overlay as well in the box to say it's complete. Alright, so Berserk. Game box manual, I'll put just normal wear. The 3D goggles, are you talking about the 3D goggles that go with the Sega system? I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. If you're talking about that, we can go to accessories. Or it's a system. Nope. 3D. Oh, the Vectrix 3D goggles. Okay. No, I do not have that. I do not. I don't even know if I knew that was actually a thing, to be perfectly honest with you. Alright, up next. No, we've got a spare overlay here, by the way, for Spike. A lot of purple. And a little bit of blue. And this goes with the loose game that I've got for Spike. So I do have an extra overlay there. Next one up is Clean Sweep. Appears to be... I don't really know what this game is like, to be perfectly honest. Game. Manual. And overlay. Green with a yellow center square. Rectangle. Let's play it. Someday I wouldn't mind doing a Vectrix stream. I honestly have no idea how well that would come across on the camera, since there's no output or anything for it. Gamebox manual, normal wear. Alright, up next. This one's actually a good game, and I've actually played this quite a few times when I had my Vectrix sitting out. Scramble, the classic arcade game. This one even comes with a little plastic interior. So, manual's in here. Overlay, which has got just a color gradient on it. And then this guy here to house the game in. Scramble's a fun one. Slide it in the front. Alright, Scramble. Not a big catalog of games. Game box manual. Normal wear. Doesn't make sense. Why would Scramble with Vector not make sense? It looks awesome with vectors. Everything looks great with vector graphics. You don't make sense. Next up, another copy of Berserk. So I've got a double on Berserk, to be honest. This one, though, has got... still has everything in it. There's the overlay. Manuals in there as well. But this one also has the plastic interior to house the game right at the top of the cart. Or top of the box.
Laptops, televisions, and even some household smart appliances like toasters and refrigerators are turned into peer-to-peer nodes for the network, wirelessly broadcasting and receiving data from any other connected gadgets within range.
Alright, so we go to Berserk and we can add another one. Because one wasn't enough. Maybe I'll give one to Bears someday. Game box manual. Normal wear, although if I had to guess, Bears probably does not have a Vectrix, but you never know, maybe he does. Alright, so... oh! See, I wouldn't have known this otherwise. So I've got a boxed copy of Spike as well. And that's what the game looks like. Spike, help, help. And it also says Spike speaks. Voice synthesis built in. No add-on component needed. This looks crazy. The evil Spud kidnaps poor Molly and drags her away to his hideout. Use Spike's powerful kick to eliminate dangerous creatures along the way. Look at this guy kicking. Look at that blurry camera view of me trying to show you what this game looks like. Hey Zentron. I do have an Atari. I've got an Atari. It's such a derpy game. You know this game, Namus? So everybody's in here. I already showed off the overlay. Manual's there, game's there. In collection, add another copy. Game box manual. Normalware. I do have a TurboGrafx Namus. I do not have a Turbo Duo. I do not have a Turbo Duo. Alright, next up is Rip Off. I don't know a lot about this one, to be honest. It looks kind of just like a King of the Hill space shooter, I guess. That's alright, Namus. So, cart. So yeah, it's focused on being in the middle. Blue, green, yellow. I don't really have much of an opinion. Manuals in there as well. The first impression I got when I looked at the new Star Wars was that it kind of reminded me of the Zen pinball table a bit. I don't think I feel as strongly as what the internet seems to feel as far as how the game looks. And there's so much more than just how the initial pictures of a game looks. Alright, so Rip Off, Collection, Game Box Manual, Normalware. I mean, there's pictures on Pinside about it, showing everything off. There's no, like, details other than what you can see on the pictures of the game. So who knows? Alright, so I've got another extra overlay here, which is for Mindstorm, which, if you don't know what Mindstorm is the built-in game on the Vectrix. So if you don't... Oh, I also have the instructions. I wonder if that's... There's no way Mindstorm is going to be listed, is it? It is. That's crazy. I don't know why Mindstorm would be listed. It's not a game. It's built in. It's based on the original trilogy, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm going to take a quick look on eBay.
The FPT always handsomely rewards its loyal informants. Which case is this regarding?
Mindstorm Vectrix.
Go on.
3D Mindstorm. I mean, I guess the overlay costs $50. Jeez. And manual is another $50. What the hell? Or that's what people are asking. That's ridiculous. Alright, $100. First person that wants it. What the hell? Alright, I guess I'll say I've got it. Other. Manual. Game is built into system. Have overlay and manual. Alright. And apparently I've got another copy of Clean Sweep. Because, of course, I needed a second copy of that game. In collection. Add another copy. There's a chance I could be Zentron. If I don't have Simpsons back up and going. And that's a possibility since I have not looked into getting the, figuring out the fuse situation. So yeah, I got the overlay. Game. Manual's there. So another complete copy. Alright, next up is slightly box damaged Armor Attack. It says Armor Attack on the back, not Armor Atta. Kind of looks like tanks. Or combat, if you will. There's the manual, the game's in there. Let's see what the overlay looks like. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. It's green center, but it's got like graphics on it to give it a more like real world feel. What do I like better, Avatar or Spider-Man? I'd probably say Spider-Man still. Spider-Man shots feel good. They feel better than Avatar's. Although, Avatar really isn't as bad as what it used to be in my mind. I think I used to have a Pong console, but it didn't work. So, technically, no, I do not anymore, at least. I do not have a specific Pong console. Game box, manual, normal wear. Asteroids built-in Easter egg. I remember hearing that, CNK. Alright, we got a few more down here. Next up, I don't know if this is a lesser-known game or not, but I got Web Wars. Lesser-known game in the world of Vectrix. Kind of has a Tempest look to it. Honestly, I don't know if it actually plays like Tempest or not. But there's a cart. Hey, Drakendite. It's alright. I appreciate it if you feel like you honestly missed out by missing an hour of cataloging. Here's the overlay. It's got a yellow center and blue outer, which is kind of nice. Probably give you that darker feel for the Web Wars. Put the cart back. See what Web Wars goes for. Am I going to try to stream more and get partnered? I don't know about that, Zentron. I do like the idea of trying to stream more. I'm probably 10,000 people behind the list of people who would be more likely to be partnered than me. Be at the bottom. Web Wars. Normal wear. Pong's back in the day of Orville's Electronics. Gluten-free pasta to make me more hungry. Alright, here's another one I don't know much about. Some sort of maybe asteroids stuck in one spot called Bedlam. Looks like you're stuck in the center and you're rotating around to shoot all the things coming at you. Game. Manual. Let's see what this overlay looks like. Oh, I appreciate that, Zentron. Alright, this is pretty action-packed for an overlay. It's got a pink explosion, pink center dot, orange, and then blue going on. One of the more action-packed overlays. Alright, so let's see what Bedlam is. I don't have like any of the crazy rare Vectrex games. Action-packed overlay, exactly. Alright, we got 3 left here.
The year is 2015.
Oh, now Twitch tells you. Alright.
Metropolis of San Sequestro continues to be the epicenter of the world's greatest technological advancements. Home to the largest
Alright,
hardware
let's change
and software
CDs here.
The politicians of Capital City look to San Sequestro as the cradle of the country's future, as rich in ideas as it is in wealth. The politicians
Since I am trying to post these over to YouTube for no one to watch,
meddling hackers constantly
I've got to be a little selective on what I'm playing music-wise. Luckily,
flowing from the city.
they haven't cared at all.
This is the tale of one of many such hackers, imprisoned by the Syndicate for raging against the machine.
Who knows, maybe someday I'll actually have a schedule for my own personal channel so that you guys can hopefully come find me at a given expected time frame. Now, this one's just got a cool name. It actually looks pretty cool. Starhawk.
No one would oppose the robots. No one would challenge their power. So Dr. Wilder believed.
Game. Manual. And of course, overlay. Flew under the radar. What, me jumping online flew under the radar? That's pretty cool. I must say, I do like the way the orange comes out on this one. That looks pretty slick.
20 floors above the dark streets of the city, Dr. Light lives in a rundown tenement. An eccentric and brilliant man, life with a loner, a thinker, a man of ideas. Ideas forbidden in Wiley's society. The society for which he worked, the society in which he lived, the society he was set free. And so Light worked far into the night with the watchful eyes of Wiley's robots.
Alright, Starhawk, get in there.
He had set his skillful hands to the task of creating a device to bring about a change, to create a machine to bring freedom, to create a man to save the world. 12 years Light worked, and on a cold night, in the year 2000X,
My YouTube vids, yeah, I'm not popular enough for them to care. I think that's the secret.
evil standing between man and freedom.
Alright, next up is
Wiley's army of evil robots.
another one I don't know anything about. Cosmic Chasm. It's got like red center. I don't know what's going on. Game. Manual. Hey, TurboGrafx. You missed me doing my TurboGrafx game. I think I still have one other game to put in. So mostly red, but it's got some actual graphics on the edges, which is unusual. Show them off. Yeah, one more game. I already put in Alien Crush. I have got a very small TurboGrafx library. I used to have Splatterhouse, but I sold it to another collector who would probably enjoy it more than I did. Cosmic Chasm. Whoa. Wigging out. There we go. No more. Alien Crush stream? Someday we should be able to do that. I wouldn't see a problem with that. And I think I've also got Bonk's Adventure somewhere around here. Alright, last one up. I should probably hold it up first. Star Trek, the motion picture. The Vectrex game. Now with more vector graphics. Game. Here's the overlay. Big blue with a giant yellow square in the middle. Not very exciting, to be perfectly honest. On Saturday? I don't know if that's a good idea. I've mentioned it to Buffalo before about, hey, what are your thoughts on me doing a, I think I was having, like, some sort of problem with my physical streaming rig. And, oh yeah, we gotta enter this game in here. Star Trek. The motion picture. One of my more expensive Vectrex games. Not like the arcade game. I don't think it is. You've got a shield meter and a power meter, and it looks like you just shoot at ships. It kind of looks more like the Star Wars vector graphics arcade game. I think the most expensive thing I had, in all honesty, was Mindstorm's overlay, which is a bit ridiculous. But whatever. It's a decent little, Captain's Chair was fun, though. I know what you're talking about. Someday I should do a Vectrex stream, just maybe play through all the games that I have in one single sitting. Just to try them out. Not necessarily get into too much depth, but at least show them all off. Or maybe I can do it as 2 streams. I don't know how long I should spend on each game, to be honest. But I did that one night. I had a friend over, and I had the Vectrex sitting out. And just pulled a few games out. We were playing them. We were playing Blitz, actually. Oddly enough, of all the games I have, we were playing Blitz probably the most. Which, just one of the loose carts. Football, just trying to see if we can score a touchdown. It was ridiculous. Alright, so what would make sense would be to go over to here next. And I might be missing some of my games that are here. Could be upstairs. But I think I've got everything there. So, if I find any strays, I'll just add them in later on. Oh, and I did actually get a new PS4 game in. And let's see if it's even on here yet. There it is, Locke's Quest. Game box manual. It's currently sealed just because I just got it in. Haven't opened it yet. Okay. Need to eat some spaghetti? Sounds good, Turbo. How much to go? We've got this shelving unit to go through, which will take a little while because there's a lot of DS games on that shelf. And then 3DS at the bottom, PSP and PS Vita at the top. And then we've got this whole set here, PS2, PS3. I moved my Sega Saturn over to here, actually, which used to be on the shelf out there, so I can make more room for PS4 games, because I just had them stacked all over. So I've actually reorganized a little bit over the last day or two and rearranged some stuff. But I moved my Sega Saturn here, and I moved my Shaq Fu collection to right here. But yeah, PS3, Dreamcast, Wii, Sega CD, and Sega 32X down there, and Virtual Boy as well. And then over here is another unit about the same size as this one here, full of Xbox, Xbox 360, Genesis, and then my Game Boy, some of my boxed Game Boy stuff. So we still have quite a bit to go, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so let's do PS Vita. Oh, wait. No, I got the Vectrix in there. So yeah, we'll go to the Vita. I'm going to try to start with the system so I don't forget. Pretty sure it's just the Wi-Fi edition. I don't think I would have had a reason to get the 3G edition. Probably a good idea that I didn't. And I do have the box still. I'll just put normal wear on it. Alright. First game is... This was a great one on PSP, and you'll see me mention this one again. Luminous, which is just a puzzle game. Here's what the inside of a Vita case looks like, in case anybody was curious who didn't know. Not much going on there other than holding the game. But what makes this game so good, Luminous, is not necessarily that it's just a simple puzzle game, but the music in the game that just continually goes on, and how the game actually works can be quite compelling. How do I feel about all digital downloads? I mean, I'll download games. I don't not download games, but if I have the option to buy a physical thing versus a download, 99% of the time I will go for the physical media versus the downloaded media. But, you know, that's just me. Alright, so Luminous. Game, box, manual. There aren't any manuals with these. Normal wear, but it's complete for what it is. Alright, next up. And this is a limited run game. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath in HD. And to be perfectly honest, I really wish they had made this on the PS4. But they did not. So, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. They do have it, which is cool. I like that they have the limited run games in here. And I still have it sealed. I have not opened it yet. But that's actually a pretty fun game, Stranger's Wrath. I wouldn't mind streaming that sometime. I do have the original one on the original Xbox, which I would probably end up streaming this version, or I would consider getting the HD version because it would just look a lot better for streaming purposes. Alright, I'll just grab the rest of my entire collection here. We'll just go through it this way. We'll go through it alphabetically. The little I do have. Alright, Gravity Rush, which just got some love recently with a sequel and a PS4 release, I do believe. It's not that bad of a game, but it can be really awkward to play on the Vita, to be perfectly honest. I remember playing this and putting in a decent session on it, and just playing it felt awkward, like my hands were getting uncomfortable playing it after a while. Alright, next up is Hot Shots Golf, because every PlayStation system needs a Hot Shots Golf. Speaking of which, I don't think there is one on the PS4 for whatever reason, or maybe there is and I just didn't realize it. But I remember having, and yeah, I do have it, for the PSP Hot Shots Golf, and that was fun. It's a fun game. I've got it on the PlayStation 3 as well. Nothing fancy. It's nice to be back in the realm of... Hey, and this one almost has a manual. It's just got an online pass activation code. Play games with that thriving community. Alright, next up is... This is a fun one. Tearaway. And this got a... remake on the PS4, but in all honesty, probably still best to play it on the Vita because of how they utilized it. You're talking about Hot Shots, aren't you, Zerto? Tearaway. Normal wear. I don't know why I'm not putting no blemishes. That's fine. Hot Shots Golf, yeah. Alright, next up, probably the main reason I bought the system in the first place. Uncharted Golden Abyss. I'm a definite fan of the Uncharted series, and felt that, yeah, why would I not buy this? It's the only way I'm going to play this game. I'm going to start to put no blemishes. So the game's in there. Alright, so these next two are a series of games that I do really enjoy. You know, I'd say it's a series of games I enjoy, but technically I haven't played this one or the next one yet. Only a good chunk of the first one. And this is Virtue's Last Reward of the 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors series. This would be the sequel, if you will. Virtue's Last Reward. Okay, where is this? There it is. Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Of course. I still have this sealed, because I'm a fool and I haven't opened it yet. And up next after that is Zero Time Dilemma, the third game in that same series. Certainly a game I wouldn't mind getting back to and playing more. And of course, this one's still sealed. So there you go. That is my PSP collection. PS Vita collection, sorry. Not all that huge. There's still plenty of games in here that are probably worth actually checking out. But to be honest, a lot of these are games that I can get on the PlayStation 4, and I really have no need to have these be games that I can take along with me. It's not too often I'm actually going to play the Vita on the go. Although I've taken it with me before on the go, back when I was playing these, but doesn't make as much sense now, especially with the Switch out. Alright. So let's get started with the next chunk, which is going to be Nintendo DS. This is going to be a little tricky, to be honest. And by that I mean doing the systems part, because I've owned a lot of DS systems. I kept buying new ones, and they've got tons of freaking systems. So let's start, see if we can find the original Nintendo DS. Is the FAT on here? Like, I don't even know if they've got the original DS on here. I guess this would be it, the Platinum. That's the FAT version. I still got that bad boy. Alright, what else? We've got... I probably have to go look. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta be at least a little bit accurate with this. Otherwise, I'm just guessing. Just a moment. I've got them just sitting over here. At least most of them, I think. You know, we might skip gears since I've just gone ahead and grabbed this entire shelving unit. I must say, this rolling desk has been a game changer for me so far. So yeah, as I mentioned before, there's the DS FAT that I promised. I still have it. And the thing is, even though the battery in this thing died a long time ago, I used to use this as an alarm clock. It would just stay plugged in, sitting on the nightstand, and the actual alarm clock function on it is actually pretty cool, because it just sits there like that with the time on it, and your alarm, and the whole bottom touchscreen just acts as a snooze button. It was actually pretty handy for quite some time. Alright, so we've got a DSi teal, or blue. We got one of these. Like, do I still have anything in here? I do. Still got a SD card in here. Think so? Any power in it? Oh, it's still got power in it. Who knows the last time I turned this thing on? Alright, next up is a black DSi. Hey Namus, are you saying that just because I'm trapped inside of the closet here doing this? It's a black DS Lite. Ah, black DSi, there we go. Does it still have power? It has enough power to turn on. Amazing. Huh. Collection. Anyway. Acrophobia, fear of heights. Oh, why you don't play Uncharted? Okay, sorry. That's agoraphobia I'm thinking of. Alright, now we've got a DS Lite here. With a little nothing. Oh, apparently I've got an R4 card sitting in here in this DS Lite. How convenient. Does this thing still turn on? Can I even remember where the power button is on this? Look at that. These batteries are crazy. So black DS Lite. Huh. Crazy. Black DS Lite. There she is. Throw that in there too. So that's 4 DS systems so far. Alright, this is not a DS system, but we may as well do it while we're here, since I've got them all in front of me. Game Boy. We've got a Game Boy Advance SP. There was a lot of these. I don't know what you would call this one. Not black, cobalt, glacier, lime, orange, pink, platinum. There it is. There it is. No game in it. Console, no normal wear. Look at that. That still even has power in it. These batteries are crazy. It's amazing to me. Alright, I've got a original purple, tough to see Game Boy Advance. Would this be the fuchsia? No, that's not fuchsia. Indigo. This would be indigo. Console, normal wear. Now this particular one actually took batteries, which I was smart enough to take the batteries out of it so that I didn't open it up to find that it was just full of acid. So this one would not turn on, obviously. But still have it. Hey Rucro, how's it going? You have the same one, do you? Awesome. Battery thing is broken. Like the entire battery, or just the battery cover? Alright, and then last, well, it's not really last, but last on the Nintendo front of systems, we'll have to go over to Game Boy. Just original Game Boy. Good old-fashioned Game Boy. Battery case is still good. And I know it's mine because it's got my name on it. So this is the original one I had growing up. Still got it. Still works. No updates, Zerto. No updates. The small hatch. Okay. Alright, so that's it for Nintendo systems in... Oh! No, this isn't a Nintendo system. This is a Dingu Digital wannabe portable system thing. Just go on and put your SD card in there and play to your heart's content. Does this thing have a battery power still in it? No. It's got nothing on the Nintendo system battery power, that's for sure. But we do also have an e-reader here. Hey, Hool, how's it going? Many gameplay questions for that table? Don't worry, Zerto. It'll be here eventually. Alright. So while I've got it here, I may as well also do my PSP, which I've got in this slick PSP case. PlayStation Portable. Now, unfortunately, this isn't any of the fancy ones. This is one of the earlier ones. I think the system's got tons of numbers on them, so we got to check it just so I can know. PSP 1001. So yeah. Probably the least wanted version. But that's fine. Normal wear. Alright, PSP, how are you doing on holding up for power? No UMDs in there. Oh, it's dead. It's got nothing on the Nintendo batteries. Can't find your GBA anywhere. Brother, sold it. Color Game Boy that is see-through with purple in it. Nice. There's so many good like Game Boy Color versions of systems. It's ridiculous. All right, then I also had this case here for the PSP, mind you, and it folds up like this, and it's got little built-in speakers, but it actually still acted as a decent little carrying case, which you could power through an external plug. So if you wanted to watch your favorite UMD movies, you could, because I'm actually guilty of that. When I would travel to Asia, I would take my PSP with me, and this was back in the day, and it served as a great means of doing just that. Watching movies or videos. I'd actually store TV episodes on here, and then I'd slap it on that thing, and it would be my like portable go-to TV. So, alright, let's go back to... I mean, while I've got this sitting on me, I may as well knock these things out. Game Boy Advance, accessories, e-reader. There she is. Accessory, normal wear. Got it right here. Sadly, they don't have this sweet accessory on the list, which is the necessary light for your Game Boy Advance so you can actually see the thing while you're playing, while you're traveling. I used to have to use this thing while playing this game on the road. Do I have Big Trouble in Little China on UMD? I do not, Namus. Although it probably wouldn't be that tough for me to... You have one for your Game Boy Color. Awesome. Yeah, we used to have a light out for the original Game Boy too. I remember. You would have to have batteries for your Game Boy, batteries for your light. Your light goes out, you're traveling when it's dark. You ain't playing that thing at night. You can try to, and eventually when like the headlights of another car pass by, you can see what you're doing. Let's see. We will get to my UMDs, which I believe I have none of anymore. They're all gone. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Penguin Wars would be mine. The Dalian Opus would be... That belonged to Eric Robinson, I believe. I mean, I'm not going to turn down more games. They will live in this baggie with my other GB and GBA games. Let's see if the... So... As far as the e-reader goes, here's a series of cards which are probably so disgusting now that they wouldn't work. But you would take these bad boys and you'd swipe all 5 of them, and it would transfer enough information to your GBA that you could now play this game. But it also have a Game & Watch manhole card, and then I still have sealed Balloon Fight on e-reader. So let's see if these games are actually in here. Let's see if Balloon Fight's actually here. Balloon Fight e-card, look at that. Let me get it while the getting's good. Collection, game, new and sealed. I'll put Game Box Manual. Final Fantasy Legend 1, don't know if that's worth anything boxed, no game. Well, we can have a look, Andy. I am in the Game Boy realm. I'm in the Game Boy Advance games, though. Alright, so that's in. And let's find Pinball. Pinball. It's not on here. Alright, well, they had Balloon Fight, but not Pinball. E-reader. We got Pinball Tycoon, Pinball of the Dead. Alright, let's see if Manhole is on there. I really doubt that. Nope. Okay. Well, we got Balloon Fight in there, and isn't that's better than nothing. Alright, anything else here worth noting? Some charging cables. My AR card stuff. There's the games we gotta go through. I can put the systems back in here. Alright, let me set this down so it's not weighing me down. Alright, so here's my portable game loose games. Pretty much just keep them in one baggie. I'll separate them out here by system type. We can roll through these quick. That way I can put this drawer back and not worry about it. And we'll have some more of these to still go through when I get to the box section. Okay. That's weird. Oh no, that's because I've still got some more box. I'm like, man, I swear I've got more games than this. I do not have a TI-99. That is correct, Namus. Alright, we'll start in Game Boy because that'll be the simplest here. And while I'm there, Andy, I'll have a look. I mean, there's plenty of consoles I don't have. I mean, just looking, well, there isn't any... I have all those. I technically don't have a Game Boy Color, but I don't need one because I can play those on a Game Boy Advance. Or some of the other the Game Boy players. I don't technically have a PS1, even though I can play games from the PS2. I don't have a Sega Master System. I don't have a Sega Game Gear. I don't have a Lynx, and I don't have an 800, and I don't have a 5200. I don't have a CDI. I don't have a ColecoVision anymore, or Intellivision anymore. Sold them. Never had a Commodore. Don't have an N-Gage. No Neo Geos. I used to have an Odyssey 2. Don't have it. Don't have a VIC-20. Could have had one. Opted not to. And that's all the ones at least listed there. And then a bunch of other stuff. Found a Game Boy Color in Dad's basement. Awesome. I think that would have been yours, to be honest. Alright, so first one is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. It's always a question as to how they sort the Zelda games. Zelda Link's Awakening, but I want the DX version. And I don't think this is a Game Boy Color game. I think it's just a regular Game Boy game. So maybe it's under L. Legend of River King. Maybe it's under T for the. Alright, maybe it's just Legend of Zelda. Or just Zelda Link's Awakening. Maybe they don't have a separate one for the DX. Although they should. I don't really know why. That's weird. Let me just make sure that it's not under Game Boy Color. I'm pretty sure it's not. But I've been wrong before. Zelda Link's Awakening DX, I'll be damned. There it is. Okay, that was a Game Boy Color game. So yeah, the little DX down there. Brr. There it is. Game, normal wear. Okay. I've got a Pokemon Red. Which I believe is my brother's. Gotta catch them all. Game, normal wear. Alright, now this one I know is an original Game Boy one. The Kid Icarus sequel. And that would be Of Myth and Monsters. There he is. Look at him. Looks like the snake is like totally in love with him. Look at that snake. And this guy's calling him out on it. Eggplant Wizard. Alright, probably one of my favorite Game Boy games easily of all time. Super Mario World 2 Blurry Edition. $6 golden coins. This game is fantastic though. This would be regular. Game normal wear. I'm sure that Pokemon is yours, Andy. And this one I picked up more recently, just because. Battletoads on Game Boy in Ragnarok's world. So that's it for my loose Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. That wouldn't be a bad idea, Namus, but probably a little too late for that. And the other games were showing up a little bit better when I was holding them up to the camera because it would focus on them for a moment at least. These are on the smaller side. It wouldn't be a bad idea if it's something I had thought of sooner. I do have more boxed games, so these are not all the Game Boy games I have. But you wanted to know the value of which one, Andy? Final Fantasy Legend 1? $36.50 for a complete on Final Fantasy Legend 1. If you have the box and the manual, you can pick up the game and go from $12 to $36. Alright, so Game Boy Color, let's get them out of there, get them out of there. Now we're going to go over to Game Boy Advance. And these are in no particular order, obviously. And once again, these are just my loose ones. I do have, like, very few boxed ones still. Alright, first one up is Pac-Man Collection. I apologize for the blurriness. Just a bunch of Pac-Mans. There was the main reason why I got... You're going to see a lot of the arcade-style ones. And let me, you know what? Alright, Namus. If you guys can hold on a second, Namus will get his way.